Alright, so Niantic just updated PvP yesterday, and there's some great changes, and there's some really controversial changes. So basically, we got some new attacks, some Pokemon got new attacks, and some Pokemon got really new attacks. The two main new attacks are Charm and Skull Bash, and thanks for the infographic made by GoHub. There's a TLDR right there, but anyway, here's the community note that Niantic wrote out. New attacks and updates for trainer battles. Sum it up, they're just saying that not only will this affect raid battles, this is just an update, and they're excited to announce more changes for trainer battles in the future for PvP. They basically, the first thing they state is they changed the switch, like how switching works, and this has a lot of people upset. I have not seen one single person happy about this. Basically, when you switch, it pauses the game, and also it's a lot harder to switch out. Like, you could spam tap switch and you won't be able to open it. Like, as soon as you tap switch, the game will pause, and I'll demonstrate this in a little bit, but this is probably the biggest, most controversial change. And I'll say, other than that, there's probably no controversial changes. Also, charge attack gameplay will be updated with new fun swiping and tapping mechanics. So people are speculating they're gonna make it sort of like Wizards Unite, and I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I don't want to not get max damage on my charge attack just because I didn't draw the letter A correctly or something, you know what I mean? But I get that tapping is maybe not the way to go, and I kind of saw that phasing out in the future. But come on, Niantic. I'm not trying to lose just because I didn't draw the Star of David correctly, okay? But I don't know. So there's another change. There's a change for me that I feel is kind of eh. I mean, it hasn't gone live yet, so I'm assuming on the next client update that it will be included. Anyway, here's the attacks coming. So first off, Alolan Raichu with Grass Knot. Since it can only learn electric and psychic attacks, Grass Knot will give it more type coverage and allow it to cover its weakness to ground type attacks. This is actually very interesting, a very interesting change. I think if I were to run Alolan Raichu now, it would be like Spark, Grass Knot, and either Thunder Punch or Wild Charge. This will come useful in a future cup where electric and ground are sort of together, because Alolan Raichu using Spark will be able to threaten with the Grass Knot, take out Hydro Cannon Swampert, take out Quagsire, take out Wishcash, assuming no shields, of course. But yeah, I'm actually pretty happy about that change, or that addition, so that's actually really cool. Vileplume gets Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb gives Vileplume a strong poison type attack charge attack to take full advantage of its grass and poison types. So it's pretty standard now. It functions similarly to Victory Bell, so we'll see how that goes. I don't know the exact stat specifics of Vileplume, but you know, I'm always happy for a Pokemon getting buffed in some way. Now this one's really interesting. Hypno gets Fire Punch, Ice Punch, and Thunder Punch. So if you couldn't get a Legacy, you know, Psyshock one, that's okay. Or Shadow Ball. You got the Fire Punch, Ice Punch, and Thunder Punch to threaten with now. So let's say, remember the Nightmare Cup matchup where you'd be playing against a Air Slash, Ominous Wind, Xatu? Well, now you'd be able to take it down with Ice Punch, you know? So that's cool. Like, Hypno is looking sick, dude. It's like Alakazam in like Gen 1. Alright, and then Electro gets Foul Play. Not the biggest buff, but you know, he might give you a reason to use Electrode now. Next, Aerodactyl gets Rock Throw. Now this is an interesting one, because now in any cup that includes flying and not specifically rock, Aerodactyl will not get outclassed by, like, he'll probably be the only Pokemon that has Rock Throw, and then he'll be able to beat out almost every single flyer. He'll be able to beat out Charizard with just fast moves, potentially Skarmory. I think you need one shield, but either way, Aerodactyl is looking like a beast right now. And then next is Articuno with Ice Shard, Ancient Power. Ice Shard is way better than Frost Breath, so you'll be able to get to your charge moves a lot faster. And then Ancient Power gives it a solid charge attack that isn't Ice type. So if I were you, I would run Ice Shard, Ancient Power, and Ice Beam. You're good to go. You handle all the fire types with Ancient Power, and it charges relatively quickly with the Ice Shard. So I'm pretty hyped. I wanna. If I had enough Stardust, I would make like an Articuno right now for Great League, and you know, do a demonstration video. But I gotta save up. Next is Zapdos, Ancient Power Drill Peck. Now, this makes Zapdos a actual threat in the Jungle Cup. Like, he can Drill Peck any Pokemon, like any grass types that resist his electric moves. He can Drill Peck other flyers such as Noctowl. You can just go with Ancient Power. I'm not sure what set I would run specifically, because I'm thinking of maybe Charge Beam, Thunderbolt, Drill Peck, but then the boost from Ancient Power is so tempting, you know what I mean? So, I don't know, there's a lot of potential here. The only issue is that Zapdos is not very bulky in Great League, so, but we'll see. I'm sure someone is gonna pull it up in the next few weeks, and Zapdos might sweep, I don't know. Next is Moltres with Ancient Power Wing Attack. So, this literally makes Moltres the strongest flying type attacker in the game right now, with Wing Attack and Sky Attack, although that's only available for Ultra League. And Sky Attack's also a legacy move, which you could only get during the Moltres raid day. But you could run Wing Attack, Ancient Power, Flamethrower for your Great League Moltres, and it has potential. It has potential. You'd be able to beat out like like well, you won't be able to destroy all the fighting types. Wing Attack does do like some decent neutral damage to them. I'm not sure if I would choose it specifically over Fire Spin, but it's an interesting pick. But the addition of Ancient Power definitely gives it some additional coverage, which I think is interesting. Next is Sceptile with Dragon Claw. I think this is probably the most useless kind of addition. Sceptile is already good with Leaf Blade and Aerial Ace. I don't know what Dragon Claw necessarily adds, unless there's a weird like Grass Dragon Cup, and then all of a sudden Dragon Claw Sceptile will be like a pick. It will actually be a pick for me if there's a Dragon Grass Cup. So that's the only reason I would use Dragon Claw Sceptile. Otherwise, like Aerial Ace and Leaf Blade is the way to go for me. You could run Earthquake if you want, but that's the way to go for me. Next is Aggron with Smackdown. I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, I guess for Master League it does better. I mean, because Bastiodon doesn't get up to like 3000 CP. But other than that, like in Great League, he's greatly outclassed by Bastiodon, so it's whatever. It's a whatever change. Claydol gets Mud Slap. I think that's actually kind of crappy. Like, if he got Mud Shot, I would care. But because he gets Mud Slap, which is a terrible move, nah, I'm not feeling it. And I know for sure they didn't buff Mud Slap this update, so no. It's gonna be a no for me, dog. Alright, Bronzong with Bulldoze and Psyshock. Bulldoze, it's whatever. But Psyshock, oh, there you got my attention. Now you could spam with a Confusion and Psyshock. So it will kind of perform similarly to Hypno in Nightmare, but with the additional Steel typing, you get a lot of resistances, and you'll be able to do a lot of good neutral damage, especially with Psyshock. That's beautiful to me. But I feel like nervous that he might get outclassed by Jirachi in General Great League. But we'll see when Jirachi's finally like released to the public, or I might run some sims later. Lastly, is Electivire with the Ice Punch. So now he has like really good coverage, hits almost everything for neutral. Whoops, I got YouTube. Hits almost everything for neutral with his Bolt Beam coverage. So That's a blessing. That's a big blessing. Electivire is now a potential threat in Jungle Cup. Probably about as big as Raichu, I would say. Yeah, I he's able to take on the grass types in Great League, so I don't know. This is a good change for Electivire. I really wish my shiny one could be in Great League, but at level 20 he's too high for the Great League unless I trade. So it's okay change. Also, I have a cold for some reason. And finally, the new attackers. The Pokemon get new attacks. Charm is basically Fairy Razor Leaf. So you do so much neutral damage. It's so good. It's so good. I was testing it yesterday using Wigglytuff, and in Jungle Cup, Wigglytuff kills Vigoroth. You need at least one shield. It takes down Noctowl. Once again, you need at least one shield. As long as you have shields up, and Charm goes unresisted, like Wigglytuff is going to destroy with just the fast attack. And so the Pokemon that get Charm are Raichu, Clefable, Wigglytuff, Wobbuffet, Granbull, Donphan, Gardevoir, Delcatty, Latias, Togekiss, and Gallade. Now the Pokemon I think are really interesting. Raichu, I'm not sure if I would run Charm specifically, but if you have a Dragon Electric Cup, ooh, Raichu becomes a top pick all of a sudden just because of Charm. Clefable is already a beast with the Charm and Meteor Mash. Same with Wigglytuff. Wigglytuff gets Charm, Ice Beam, Play Rough. Wobbuffet, I forgot what charge move it gets, but it has some decent choices. It also gets Counter. So Wobbuffet's looking like a potential sleeper Pokemon. Next is a Granbull. Granbull with a Fairy. He's already a little bulky, so should handle that. And then you have Donphan, who as his alternative move gets Counter, but he has Play Rough, so you could run Charm, Play Rough. I don't know how well it will do, but it has potential. Gardevoir finally gets a very fast move, meaning that Gardevoir can finally it will do super well in raids. Same with Togekiss. With their stab charms, be able to take down any dragon type raid that'll come up. So if we have another Rayquaza raid day with shiny Rayquaza, boom, Togekiss and Gardevoir. Those are our choices. Delcatty's whatever to me. Gallade, it's interesting, but I think Confusion is the way to go for Gallade, but we'll see in the future. And then you got Latias with the Charm as well, but Latias already gets Dragon Breath, so I don't know. We'll see as like different metas develop. And finally, lastly, is Skull Bash. Normal type charge attack increases the defensive stat user. I think it only increases it by one stage, so it'll be a 25% boost. Blastoise gets it, and it's kind of his signature move in Gen 1. Raichu gets it. Lapras gets it, and Snorlax and Rhyperior. So, not really a great pool to choose from. Only Pokemon that you can use right now for Jungle Cup are Raichu and Snorlax, and I would not use it on either of them, mainly because it takes 75 energy to charge Skull Bash, and it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it to take the move slots out. Maybe if it was a 50 energy charge move with lower attack, I would be okay. I might think of using it, but as of right now, the way it is, I'm not honestly like hyped for it. Alright. Anyway, those are most of the move changes. Now we're gonna test out the switch changes, because those piss me off. Those pissed a lot of people off. Okay, so we're just gonna do some test battles here. You're gonna see how clunky the new switch mechanic is. It's so slow. It's so annoying. So yeah, I lead it with Raichu. I mean, these are not serious battles. I'm not even gonna like try to commentate. But I know it takes me about 5 Thundershocks to get to a Brick Break, or 4. And I'm trying to, you see me trying to switch, and like I can't instantly switch anymore, or I can't open the switch thing. And if I hit it accidentally, it opens this up. So now I'm forced to choose a new option, right? And then here, like my opponent's trying to switch. There, he gets it off finally, but he takes some extra neutral damage. in like the past way, you could like time it perfectly. The only thing positive I think is that it allows you to literally this just allows you to what do you call this? Sorry. I'm playing. It allows you to switch out immediately at the very beginning of the battle, but other than that, like it destroys like the pace of the game in my opinion. Alright, so like for example here I'm gonna save and then I'm gonna try to switch out, right? And he literally got the charge move right as I was trying to switch out. Like, this is just so frustrating. And on all my test battles last night, it just went the same way. So I don't know, I was thinking like, do I even care about PvP at this point? It's awful. So yeah, the move changes are mostly great, or the move additions are mostly great, and like they don't take away anything. One thing that pissed me off though is definitely like the TMs, the way TMs work. That has to be addressed. Like TMs don't work well. Like the TM system is crap. Okay, I wasted a bunch of fast teams trying to get Clefable charm, and now I'm out. And you know, this switch mechanic is awful, dude. This, like, Niantic, please, like, if you're watching this, like, change it back, or like change it back in a way that it worked the way it used to. Like, I'm just upset about, like, you know, it ruins the way a lot of people are used to playing now, especially with this month's tournaments going on. I feel like they should have waited maybe once the season was over. You know, I get that Silph Arena is not affiliated directly with Niantic, but come on, Niantic, come on. I know the PvP lead developer was at Dortmund, so he was at the Dortmund World Championships watching, so I know that they were watching, that they understand like maybe this isn't the time to, you know, especially for this game is like super uncompetitive at points, right? Like especially in some tournaments, but you know, there's a lot of effort to make it competitive, and you know, being able to switch properly and time your switches was a big part of that. So I'm just, I don't know. Niantic, fix the switch, please. Alright. And anyway, guys, if you like this video, please subscribe and like it and all that good stuff, and hit the bell, whatever all those other people say. Anyway, guys, have a great day. You know, please voice your concerns if you don't like the Switch as well, the Switch change. You know, let Niantic know, because this affects all of us who play PvP. And you know, if people start quitting because of this dumb Switch change, I don't know, that made me sad.